Many companies use the internet to find and recruit candidates, so that means there's more and more job adverts online. And so when it comes to sending off your CV and application, you'll probably find yourself, most of the time, sending it via email. So if you've got an email job application coming up, here's a few checkpoints to help you make sure you're sending out the best application possible. Now obviously one of the first things you need to do is to check through your CV content and to make sure that it's really relevant to the job role you're applying for. So have a read through the job description, pinpoint the main responsibilities of the role and the key skills that the employer is looking for, and make sure that in your CV you're really making it relevant, in terms of your work experience, your expertise, your qualifications and your skills. Really tailor it to the job description and make sure you have a really thorough read through before you send it out to an employer. Some candidates, if you're really rushing to send out your application, you can be a little bit carried away and you might forget to attach your CV to the job application, which is obviously a really big no-no. So just make sure before you send out an email that you're checking for all of the relevant attachments. So if the employer's asked for proof of qualifications, if they've asked for a snippet of your career portfolio, and obviously your CV, make sure all of the relevant attachments are attached to that email before you click the send button. Now, either in the body of the email or a separate Word document, you need to write a cover letter to accompany your CV. So briefly mention in the cover letter the job role you're applying for, why you want to work for the company, why you want the job, why you're the right candidate for the job, and really just try and outline why you should be chosen over other candidates, and that will really help to personalise your application and hopefully help you stand out a bit from the crowd. Now when it comes to writing email job applications, one of the most vital things is the subject line, because employers receive lots of job applications every day, as well as lots of other emails about different subjects. So if your subject line is blank, if it looks like it could be spam, or it's just not very catchy, then the employer may even put it in the junk box or might not get around to reading it. So the subject line should really contain the job role you're applying for, the position reference number if there is one, or perhaps head it up with your name and your CV and the job title you're applying for. Something that really, when the employer looks in their inbox, they can really pinpoint your application very quickly. It just makes their life a little easier, and it makes sure that your email gets read. Now before you send out anything, including your CV and your cover letter, make sure you check it really thoroughly for any spelling or grammatical errors, just like you would if you were handing in your CV directly to an employer. It's really important it reads really well and that there's no mistakes on there. Now if you're sending out lots of job applications, it can be really tempting to use the BCC function and to send a blanket email to as many employers as possible. But it's really important when you're sending out an email job application that you personalise it to the relevant employer, because it looks like you've spent more time on the job application and that you really want to work for the company. So although it is a bit more time consuming, make sure you go through every email application and head it up with the relevant company and the person that you're applying to, because it will really personalise the application and hopefully improve your chances of securing that job interview.